Want to learn how to make your own holographic buttons using Canva? Then keep on watching. Hey y'all, Victoria Cherie here with Pretty Party and Crafty, and we're going to jump right into how you can make your own custom buttons using Canva. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we create a document to start off. So I'm just going to click on custom size at the top right, and where it says units, I always change that to inches. And then I'm going to put in the dimensions. Now for my button maker, it's 58 millimeters, which will create a 2.25 inch button. But I want to make sure that I have some bleed or some extra room around it. So instead of putting 2.25, I'm going to put 2.75. And then I'm going to click Create New Design. Once we do that, we have our 2.75 document open, and now I'm going to bring in a circle to let me know where I need to keep all the important information in graphics. So on the left side panel, I'm going to click on Elements, and under Shapes, I'm just going to go over until I get to that circle. Alright, and with this circle, I'm going to resize it. Now you can click and drag the corners, but I'm just going to click on Position, and I'm going to make sure that ratio is locked, and I want this to be 2.25 because that's how big the actual physical button is going to be. Okay, and then once I do that, I'm just going to make sure that it's centered. Alright, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to change the color because I want to be able to see through it. So first I'm going to select border style, and I'm going to select that, the straight solid line, and I'm going to bring that to 1 pixel. Alright, then I'm going to select the color, and I'm going to have that color be no color. Alright, so as you can see, all your important information is going to be within this circle, but I'm going to make sure that we have some bleed around it to make sure that we get everything that we need. So at this point, we can go ahead and start designing. The very first thing we want to find is a background. So for my buttons, I'm going to do gender reveal buttons. So I'm going to make sure I'm in Elements, and I'm going to search for a background. So I'm going to search for a spiral pink background, and I'm going to just click on that. That looks good. I'm going to make sure it fills the page by clicking and dragging the corners. And then we can send this to the back to make sure that what we want is where it needs to be. I'm going to just send that to the back. All right, so now I'm going to start adding my text in graphics. So to add text on your keyboard, you can just click T for text, or on the left side panel, you can select text. All right, so I'm going to speed this part up, but I'm just adding text. You can add effects by clicking effects. You can add a stroke. You can curve it. There's so many different things that you can do. So I'm putting team across the top and Candy Girl across the bottom. You can also upload your own graphics. So that's what I did here. And I'm just making sure that all of my elements fit inside that circle. That's our guideline. So I'm going to select the circle, and I'm just going to bring down the transparency just because I don't want that to print out, but I still also want to reference it. So I'm going to just bring that down. And if we go to position and then select layers, just remember that the layer above the background, that's going to be your circle in case you need to see it again, and you can bring it back up like that. All right, so that looks good, but remember we are doing a gender reveal, so I do want to have two designs. So I'm going to duplicate this page because technically I want it to be the same thing except for a boy. So I'm going to remove her, and I'm going to bring in my boy. Remember to use your own graphics, click on upload in the side panel. Now the background, what I like about Canva is we can edit this really easily to make this perfect for a boy. So I have the background selected. I'm going to go to Edit Image. I'm going to go to Adjust, and then I'm going to scroll down, and where it says Color Edit, I'm going to select this pink, and I'm going to drag the hue over so it can be a blue. I'm going to speed this up as well, but right now I'm just changing out the font colors to blue and green. I'm going to switch out some of the candies as well, and the text, instead of Candy Girl, it's going to say Candy Man or Main. All right, so now what we want to do is create a print sheet. So what we're going to do is go back to our home in the other tab, and then we can either click create a design or custom size, and we want to make sure that the units will have that in inches, and we'll set that as the size of the paper that we're printing on. So I'm printing on 8.5 by 11, so we set it to that, and I'm going to hit create new design. I'm going to go back to my original designs. All right, so what we're going to do is make sure that we select everything, including the background. So if the background doesn't select on your keyboard, hold down Shift and wait till it's highlighted and click it. And we'll select group. And we're going to hit Control C on our keyboard. And we're going to hit Control V. All right, so we have it right there. We're going to do the same thing with the second design. So again, make sure everything is selected. If the background isn't selected on your keyboard, hold down Shift and make sure that it has the purple outline. Click it, and then we're going to select group. Again, we're going to hit Control C on our keyboard. Go back to our new print sheet, and then we're going to click and hit Control V to paste it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to duplicate this until I fill up the page. Now, if your design is 2.5 inches, you will be able to get 12 per sheet. Mine is 2.75 inches, so technically I'm going to be filling up this entire page. So let me go ahead and get started. All right, so what I'm going to do is just select everything and hit Control D for duplicate. I'll be able to get 3 across. Center that. And I don't want it to the very edge, so I'm going to move each side one time to the right. I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to select group. On my keyboard, I'm hitting Control D to duplicate, or Command D if you have a Mac. And then I'm going to make sure that they touch. All right. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with my second design. You could do it like this. If your printer is not capable of printing borderless, then I would probably only do 9 per sheet. But since my printer can print borderless, that's why I'm doing 12. So everything looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and download this so I can get it printed out. So top right corner, we're going to hit share, download. We're going to change the file type to PDF print. We're going to make sure that we flatten the PDF so there's no unexpected changes. And then we're going to hit download. Okay. Wherever your download saves, whatever folder it saves in, you're going to open that folder. With my computer, my downloads save right here at the top. So I'm just going to click that. And I'm going to open it in Chrome. Okay, I like to print from Chrome because that way I don't have to waste time opening up another program. So if you want to open it in Adobe Reader, you can do that as well, or Adobe Preview. All right, so with it open, I'm going to go ahead, right corner, select the print icon. I'm going to make sure that I have my selections. So my destination, that's where I'm printing from. I'm using my 8500 today. Color is selected. I'm going to select more options. And I'm going to go to scale and make sure that default is selected. If you select fit to printable area, you see how it just reduced the size. You don't want to do that. All right. You want to do either fit to paper or default. So I'm going to make sure that's selected. But because I have to make some more changes, I'm going to do that on the next screen as well. So I'm going to hit print using printer dialog. Okay, I'm going to select more settings. All right, so because I'm printing on glossy paper, I need to make additional changes. Paper source, that's where your paper is at. Mine is in cassette 2. Document size is letter. I'm going to make sure that I select borderless. I might get a warning, just hit OK. And I'm going to click on settings, and I'm going to select retain size because I want to make sure that it prints to the edge of the paper without margin, but I also want to make sure that it stays the same size, that it's not enlarged or shrunk down. So I like to click retain size, or if you do have auto expand selected, you could select minimum, but I'm going to click retain size. I'm going to hit OK. Paper type, I'm going to change that to photo paper glossy. I'm going to leave my quality as standard. The next step is optional, but this is what I like to do. I go to more options. Under color correction, I select custom. I click advanced. Under color management, I select color controls. For color mode, I change that to Adobe RGB, and my gamma I have at 2.2, or you could change it to 1.8. So if at any time you don't like the way your colors are printing, maybe it's printing dull, not as vibrant as you want, you can come here under color management and make changes. So if you need to increase the brightness, contrast, saturation, ink density, all of that can happen here, but I'm pretty happy with the Adobe RGB Gamma 2.2. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit OK again, and then I'm going to go ahead and print. So we're printing on Party Printables paper. We're also using holographic laminate sheets, the broken glass pattern and the rainbow pattern. You're not going to use Mylar sheets. You'll need a paper cutter, and of course you'll need your button maker kit and supplies. This is what I'm using. Again, everything will be linked and tagged in the description, and a round paper cutter. So these are what our buttons look like once we have them printed. Looks great. This is our rainbow laminate, and this is our broken glass laminate, and I'm going to cut them in half because I'm going to apply it so you can see what both of the designs look like. So to apply it, all you have to do is expose the laminate on one of the edges by pushing the liner down, and then get you a squeegee, preferably one that has a felt edge, and all you have to do is hold your paper down and squeegee away from you, and it's that easy. Okay, I'm going to do it again. The girls are going to be covered with the rainbow laminate. Again, just apply it to the edge of one side. And the easiest way, make sure you kind of start that liner, but squeegee away from you, not to the left or to the right, away is so easy. Okay, now I am just trimming it down to size so it will fit inside of my hole punch. So my hole punch, it's a heavy duty one. It cuts 2.75 inches. It can go up to 4 inches wide, but it's really great for these because it's heavy duty. It's way better than those 2.5 inch hand punches. So right now I'm just cutting out all of them. Pretty easy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So now we're just using our button maker. So we're going to put the silver down. We're going to put our design down. No need for that Mylar sheet because remember, we already have the laminate. We're going to push it over and we're going to squeeze until we hear a slight click. We're going to push it over again and we're going to squeeze it until the top lever touches the bottom. That's it, and as you can see, it even covers the edges. So let's do it again with the girl. So we're going to start with our Pinback. We're going to push it, add our silver, add our design, push it over, squeeze until a click, push it again. You're going to squeeze it until the top lever touches the bottom, and we are done. Hopefully you learned something new. Be sure to like and follow for more. Later, y'all.